You want that follow-up to be a start and not an end. Let that follow-up be something that will continue to build your relationship with this person, and let that person know that you really found their time valuable and you want to maintain and keep this relationship going. Hello goal achievers, and welcome to my channel, Start, Grow, Pivot. My name is Adibia Foley, founder of Start, Grow, Pivot, and I'm here to help aspiring and newcomers like you work smart to achieve your career and business goals here in Canada. Let's get started. Talk about how to effectively follow up after your informational interview. Getting an informational interview is the first step. You go through the informational interview, you wow the person, you ask great questions and get the information that you need. The third step is following up after the interview. Following up after the interview to make sure that you keep the conversation and you keep the connection warm and going, because you always want to ensure that you have long-lasting relationships with people that you meet, especially when you're new to Canada, because you're now building your professional network from scratch. So following up well, following up effectively is key to informational interviews. In your follow-up message after your informational interview, you want to make sure you've done these 6 things. First thing is to thank them for their time. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciated you taking the time to answer my questions, or thank you for spending 30 minutes with me, and thank you for being so open and honest about your career journey. Make that thank you go a step further than just thank you so much for your time, or thank them for the one thing that really resonated with you, and you want to make that thank you very clear and not generic. The second thing you want to do with your follow-up message is to express 2 to 3 points that you found most valuable, or 2 to 3 points that you found most insightful. Ask the right questions in your informational interview. The person is bound to drop some nuggets, bound to drop some wisdom that you never heard before, and bound to drop some wisdom that you're hearing for the first time. Or you have your notebook, remember to put a star next to the things that they said that were really wow factor, that were really resonated with you. So if they told you about something about their personal journey that you resonated with, or something that you were able to relate to, you want to make sure that the conversation that you've had is impactful to you and something resonated with you. And as I've always said in my videos, that people are human beings and they want to have that human connection first before they talk about their professional life and their professional achievements. They always want to have that human connection, and people remember the people that they had that one-to-one human connection. So make 2 to 3 points to say that this 2 to 3 things that we talked about really resonated with me, and I really appreciated you sharing these 2 to 3 things. Make it specific and make sure that it genuinely is something that resonated with you, because this is something that you can't fake. Third thing that you want to do in your follow-up message is establishing that connection, establishing that common interest, something that you share. If there's an interest that you both share, if there's a goal that you both share, make sure that you highlight a moment of connection. Make sure you highlight a common interest or a goal in your follow-up message. Here, this is the one thing that connects us, or this is the thing that we have in common, or this is the contact person that we have in common. Continue to establish that common interest and that connection. So the fourth thing that you want to do in your follow-up message from an informational interview is to making your request, or making an additional request. Now, making this request in your follow-up message should not come as a surprise to the person that this is a request that you made in the informational meeting that you had with them, or this is a request that the two of you have already spoken about, or you just talked about, or you already mentioned. Bring that request to the forefront in your follow-up message. We've had this wonderful conversation, we've had this connection, and now just out of the blue, I'm asking you to do something for me, or I'm requesting something of you that I didn't talk to you about before, or I never even brought up, and I just remembered, and I want to throw that into the message. You want to make sure that if you've already spoken about it briefly, you're bringing that request to the forefront. Or if you forgot to ask them for something and you really want to ask them for something, you can either say, or I'd like to know if there's something that you would be able to help me in doing. Don't make the request, but then you can just put out feelers for whether or not that person would be willing or open to making that request. So some of the examples of requesting for additional support are reviewing your resume, reviewing your LinkedIn profile, sending you a connection, and then the referral or a recommendation. And my rule of thumb is to never be the one to ask for a referral or recommendation. Have that person offer. So if it's something that the person offered in your meeting, then you follow up on that referral or you follow up on that recommendation. And after 2 to 3 meetings with this person, and after you've genuinely established a connection with this person, then you can brave asking for a referral or a recommendation, but avoid asking for a referral and a recommendation right off the bat in the first meeting. Your fifth thing you want to do in your follow-up message is to make a plan to follow up. Make a plan to commit, or commit to commit, as they say. You've met with them, you've thanked them, you've brought up your highlights, you've brought up your connection points, you've made your request, and now you want to make that follow-up. What was the commitment that you discussed, and what is the commitment that you would like to make? Would you like to follow up with them in a month or 2 months or 3 months? Whatever it is, make sure that you leave that open door for the next connection, for the next follow-up, because that keeps the relationship going. It's saying thank you and saying I really enjoyed our conversation shuts this relationship down, and it makes it more awkward and more difficult for you 2 or 3 months down the line to be like, oh, I met with this person so long ago. Let me follow up with them really quickly to see if I can get another meeting. You want to make sure that you have an open door in your follow-up message for the next meeting or for the next follow-up. The sixth and final thing that you want to do in your follow-up message is to offer your support. I talk about this in my 7 do's and 7 don'ts video of building a professional network, is offering your support. Everyone has something to offer. There's someone that you know that you can connect them to. There's some research that you're doing, that there's some magazine articles that you know that they'll be interested in. Always ask them if there's anything that you can do to support their goals. Maybe they work for a particular nonprofit, or maybe they're looking for an opportunity for a nonprofit. Maybe you're volunteering in a particular organization and they are looking for a volunteer opportunity. Make sure you offer your support and you offer something that you can support. There you have the 6 things you want to have in your follow-up message after the informational interview. Make sure that you thank them for their time. You want to make sure you highlight some insightful points that they made. You want to bring a moment of connection or common interest or goal. You want to request the additional support. You want to make a plan to follow up, and you want to offer your support. Make sure you go through these steps. You have this checklist for your follow-up message after your informational interview. So thank you for watching this video on how to effectively follow up after an informational interview. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel to get notifications of our new videos every week. And also check out our Thursday tips video for quick bite-sized information about career tips and business tips for new immigrants to Canada. And if you're not looking for a job right now, or you're not looking to start a business right now, make sure you save this video in one of your business, one of your how-to or career tips or business tips playlist, and you can always check it out later and watch it when you're ready to get your career started in Canada and get your business started in Canada. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!